Alright, how's it going, guys? This is an FSD 14.3.1 video. I'm going to get started right away. We're kind of in a busy parking lot, so we'll see how it does getting out of here. Also, people were asking me to switch it to light mode last time, so we'll see how that goes. I kind of asked, holy, what is that park job? I asked this like a year ago, what people prefer. Oh, that is an awful park job. I asked what people prefer, light or dark, and like a year ago it was unanimously dark mode, but then on my last video a bunch of you were asking me to switch it to light mode, so we'll try that, see if it looks any better. I also have a slightly different camera setup this time. I've like stabilized the GoPro differently. I have the wrong lens on, so this is going to be too zoomed in, and I have my 360 camera on top, so hopefully this all turns out. Good job here, slowing down for this person. She's very excited. So yeah, 14.3.1 came out while I was in Mexico, finishing up my end of my kind of work trip there. So I'm home now, not going away again. So sorry that I'm late on this video. And the next version that comes out, I should be able to go, I should have a video out that day, and I should be able to go live even if it's anything noteworthy. But yeah, I've done a little bit of driving with it so far. Truthfully, it feels the exact same to me. Like, if you wouldn't have told me there was an update, I wouldn't say that anything's changed. But that's not a bad thing. Like, this version is very good. The flaws that it still has, I think, the flaws that it had in 14.3, I think 14.3.1 still has from the time I've spent with it. So we're going to try and turn left here. Truthfully, this is another one of those intersections, like, you can see that has a traffic light down there. I would go one block further and turn left. Like, I would have gone here instead of being stuck and sitting like we have been for several minutes. And then when we do get a chance to go left, it's going to definitely be like more unsafe. So we'll lose time, and we're taking a riskier turn versus if we would have just driven a little bit further. So I don't know. That's something that I would love in the future to be able to kind of like specify. I talked about that on my last video, because like it's just unsafe and waste time. Okay, I think right after this car we'll get a go. Nice job. So unfortunately, I did two like long drives and recorded them just before leaving on 14.3, which now that 14.3.1 is out, they're basically useless, but I did a whole video focusing on highway behavior. I'll do that again now that 14.3.1 is out, just in case there's anything new. But for anybody wondering, I did find that overall the follow distance felt way better than it ever has on 14.2 or kind of any other version of FSD since the end-to-end update. So that was really promising. That was a huge thing for me. I did still have issues where it was camping the left lane and was waiting a long time to make decisions to get into the correct lane to like then exit. So still room for improvement, but I do love that they focused on something that I deem to be like a critical safety thing. Like, follow distance at high speeds is very important. Okay, so right after this we should be good to go. Nicely done. And then we're just pulling into a Supercharger here to see the behavior for parking. And it looks like 14.3.1, shortly after it went out to early access, it went out, I don't know how to word it, like, it's not wide because not everybody has it, but it's not just early access. So it did a small-ish rollout to a bunch of people. So I'm curious, anybody in the comments, if you have it, what do you think of it so far? It's cool. I think that more people are getting it. Clearly, like, Tesla's confident with it for the fact that they're releasing it to more people, as I think they should be. Like, it's not perfect. There are small issues with like a little bit of hesitation and brake jittering or whatever you want to call it. But as far as safety is concerned, there's kind of no reason not to let people have this. And there's apparently, I was looking at on X, DJ was making a post saying that Smart Summon has been updated somewhat. Like, the visuals for it in the car are different. I don't know. I was looking at it when I was flying last night. so I didn't have a chance to really like read the post, but I don't think Summon's been updated. I think maybe the visuals for Summon has been updated. Like, I still don't think Smart Summon is on version 14.3, if that makes sense. I could be way wrong, though. Okay, full stop. We should go. We're a little hesitant there to go, to be honest. And then we're going to pull into the Supercharger here. New Model Y, very nice. So I'm watching this person to see roughly how long it's taking them to back up. If I can, I'll put like a timer on the screen. Okay. So she is parked, I think basically now, and then let's compare it to our backing up starting now. We could have done that in one if we would have like approached it a little bit better, but I still think that it's like quick. It's like motions. And we're here. Good park job. Perfect. I think we're faster than that lady is kind of what I was getting at. Like, full self-driving parking has, I feel like, gotten faster than your average person. We should have gone that way. Okay, this guy waved me in, which was very nice. I still don't know if full self-driving is reacting to, where are we going? What stupid decisions we were making. Ugh. Like, we were just right there. We went around and then came here. Like, we should have, there's so many things different about what we should have just done. So that is when I was saying at the beginning, like 14.3.1 still has issues. Those issues are the biggest thing you see now when everything else is getting so good with full self-driving. The navigation being a problem is standing out more and more like a sore thumb, because when the drive is effectively close to being perfect most of the time, right? Like, the car's handling everything, doing all these dynamic, really impressive things. And then it messes up something as simple as what we just did, like leaving a parking lot. That suddenly like breaks the mystique of full self-driving. And for somebody that's not like a huge enthusiast, I don't see why your average person would ever turn on full self-driving leaving a parking lot right now, is kind of how I would put it. Because it's just too clunky. Like, if I wasn't filming this video, there's no chance leaving that Supercharger I would have let full self-driving just do what it did without disengaging, unless I was like truly had all the time in the world, because it was stupid. Like, the decisions it's making were bad. So yeah, I don't know. I truthfully don't know why it's so hard for them to figure out navigation. Because it feels like a simple thing, or it feels like something that could be solved easily, and it almost feels like it feels like it's getting worse before it's getting better, but I don't know if that's kind of just like the way it's gonna go. I can talk about the spring update actually, since the drive's probably going to be quite uneventful for the most part. So the spring update is just rolling out right now to the first group of people. I think yesterday or the day before is when the first people started getting it. So for anybody that doesn't know, every year, I think twice a year basically, spring and Christmas, Tesla does two pretty major software updates that adds usually quite a bit of functionality. The elephant in the room is that the more and more time that goes on, the more these updates do focus towards hardware 4, or like less hardware 3, more hardware 4 cars. And I get why people with hardware 3 cars could be upset, but at the end of the day, like, you have legacy hardware. So this isn't talking about full self-driving. This is strictly talking about software features. You have an older car, so of course you're going to get less features. And like when hardware 5 or the next version of whatever comes out, I expect to get less features because I have hardware 4. We are parking now. Let's see how we do. Beautiful. Okay, we'll continue. No, Jay. So, I mean, I made a post about it on X. Some people, I think, got mad at me because if you bought a Hardware 3 car in 2023, I think was when they basically stopped, early 2024, I could see, why it'd be frustrating to have a car that is only a few years old and not getting the latest and greatest updates. But you also have to realize, like, Tesla's really the only one doing this. Like, nobody's Ford is getting notably better with the software updates for free. That Dodge van and that Ford F-150 are the exact same as they were, probably worse than when they bought them. That Range Rover hasn't improved over time. Like, Tesla's doing this, and that's great. And people shouldn't really be hating on them just because they're not getting the latest things. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of how it works. Like, I understand there are a lot of Hardware 3 people, so I'm probably making a lot of people mad by saying this, but like, as a Hardware 4 person, I'm fully aware of the fact that at some point my car will become legacy and it will get less updates, and I expect that to happen, and I hope it does happen, because it means they're going to focus on the next thing rather than trying to make my thing work better, or I don't know. I don't want them to waste time on the old hardware. But anyways, for what is added, there is some pretty cool full self-driving stuff. So now you can see your stats and everything in a little UI. Like, rather than just seeing self-driving stats 96%, it shows you like the days and how much you drove on each day and things like that, which is really, really cool. The other thing is, now instead of having to press and hold this button for Grok, you can just say, "Hey Grok," and ask it a question. Very similar to asking Siri or Google or Amazon if you have those at home. And then a much smaller update, you can now, instead of it just being in dog mode, it's in pet mode, and you can choose the name. You can put the name of your pet and like a photo of a cat, a photo of a hedgehog, whatever. So they're being inclusive to other pets, which I guess is cool. The car visualizations are different now, so it looks more like Unreal Engine. It's just like a higher fidelity model. Like, I can't show you because we're driving, but like when the screen is here and you see the car, the screen now looks much more like refined. These buttons are bigger, just ever so slightly bigger, which is nice, because I do think there's a lot of like room vertically. Like, they can make these buttons bigger, because sometimes if you're bouncing around, it is annoying to be able to hit them. There's a new trips stats. So in these cards here, you can swipe to another one that shows your trip stats and since charge and things like that. It's nice. I mean, more information is better. Sketchpad got some sort of an update. I'll put it on the screen. Something I'll never use, but kids probably like it. You can do more colors, I think, or wraps with the cars, which is cool. The Blindspot Warning, like this thing, will turn red now, which is neat. And I expect sometime in the future they'll also do what Enhanced Auto has, where like when you turn on the signal and the car will blink green on either side. I feel like Tesla sees people doing that and enjoying it, so they're slowly adding the functionality that the community has added anyways. They have something called immersive sound for the premium 3Y, which is cool. They have automatic install updates, which is, I think, really, really neat. So if you get an update pushed to your car, normally you have to like accept it in the app and download it. This will just, if that update gets pushed overnight, install it for you, which 99.9% of the time I think is a good thing. There would only be the one situation where maybe it starts installing at like 7 a.m. and you have to leave at 7:30 and it becomes a problem. But otherwise, I think that's really, really good. They made an update to the weather maps, which is cool. Like, I don't really use them all the time, but you can go here and press this and see the weather. And so I guess they just improved this visuals, which is good. Another thing they said is part of the spring update, but it's just in the Tesla app now. Now when you download a video from the dash cam, it'll have the self-driving overlay like baked into it by default, rather than having to like put it into a third-party app, put the visuals on, and then export it. I just think such a good change, because now you'd actually have to like try to remove that before sharing the video online, and it will just help so much with like misinformation and misunderstanding of like, oh, FSD caused this accident. And like 9 times out of 10 when people post those clips and say that full self-driving made the accident, it's actually the human that made the mistake. The other thing that changed in 14.3.1, this P, if you click this now, it brings up your parking stuff. So I have to assume in the future clicking this would give you a bunch of like granular control, like backing in, handicap, things like that. Like I do think in the settings, there's going to be like a parking thing, and you'll be able to set some global defaults, like choose handicap parking, back in only, forward only. No, don't do that, car. Oh no. Did it hear me? Well, that's too bad. Okay. That's the first time in a long time it's parked in a handicap spot. What I was saying is I assume in the settings you'll be able to choose things globally. So like by default, the car every single time is going to do what you want. Park away from cars, park away from the entrance, you know. But then if you want to do something different, you would click on that P icon and you could say, hey, can we back in this time? Can we park near the front? I think that's a great option to have, because like at Costco, I nose in. Everywhere else, I probably back in. And so being able to choose a preference per destination, kind of the same way you can right now with this, makes a lot of sense. And then we should roll into the intersection. Really good job. And then just follow this person. Nice. So yeah, I mean, overall, this version is like already gotten boring for me because it's so good, which it's the best problem to have, truthfully. Like, you don't want a full self-driving video to be exciting, because that means the car is doing something abnormal. Like, every drive should be pretty mundane and unnoteworthy. The only reason there should be something noteworthy on a drive is when something external happens and the car handles it well, which is something I can't really control, and that's great to see when it happens. But your average drive should just feel comfortable and non-eventful, and that's how every drive for me feels in FSD for the most part. Other than stupid navigation mistakes it'll make, it's getting so good. I'm hoping, and I talked about it last time on the video, I think, I'm hoping to like bring more strangers out for drives, because it like rattles my brain that more people don't understand how cool this is. So watch for that to come out in the future. This is a very nice street. Okay, I got a bit of work to do here. I think this has only been like 15 minutes, so I'll probably park and then see you guys as soon as I'm done, and I'll finish the rest of my drive. Hopefully it doesn't hit any of these things. No, this is perfect. Cool. Okay, talk to you in a bit. Okay, it looks like the rest of the drive, truthfully, is going to be a little bit boring, so I'll probably just leave here because I think it's a very picturesque spot. All the little cherry blossoms. Give my thoughts on 14.3.1 so far and kind of what I'm hoping for. And then probably we'll do something more exciting for my next video. But yeah, I mean, like I said, this version's very good. I think it should go wider. I think everybody that wants it should have it at this point. For things that I still am bothered by, I think the speed profiles are still weird. Like, there's times where standard's going too slow, hurry's going too fast. Max speed would be an amazing way to fix that, which I know Tesla says we just shouldn't have for whatever reason, but I don't know, it's hard. Like, I put the car in Mad Max sometimes because I really like the behavior of Mad Max. It drives quick, it's very assertive, it makes good decisions, But when I say it drives quick, I mean like it moves around quickly, but then it drives too fast, like too much above the speed limit for me to actually use it. There's no way I could ever use it on the highway. And then quite often on city streets, it's just way too crazy. Like I have to turn it off. But I would love the ability to have a profile like Mad Max and just neuter its top speed. So I don't know. It's interesting because I'm getting confused because I made the video that I can't post because it was on 14.3 before this new version came out. So I don't know if I talked about this already, but in the Netherlands, they had full self-driving now. And that version of full self-driving, Elon says, is basically 14.3. It's called 14.2.2.5, but he says it's 14.3. And in that version, they have a max speed. So it's like technically possible for Tesla to be doing this. Like they have a speed offset or a max speed, but they're only giving it to them because probably the RDW or whatever the European, that they like required it. So I don't really understand. If they can do it and they know we want it, there's no way they don't know we want it. Why don't they let us have it? Even if it's the wrong option for us to be choosing our top speed, let us do it until it's unsupervised, because the car still 100% misreads speed limits. I had it today where it was a 70. We went past the 70. The sign was clear as a day, and it thought it was 50 still. And in that moment, I'm kind of stuck as to what I can do. Like, if I put it in, if I was to leave it in standard, we go too slow. Hurry's even too slow. It's just really awkward. The other thing, and I'll put a clip up right now that I find interesting. So previously, in the rain and in bad weather, I felt like the car would drive too quick. It would set a max speed sometimes in like really bad weather, but more often than not, if it was like torrential downpour, I felt like the car was driving too quickly in almost every profile except for like Sloth, because sometimes you want to go under the speed limit. And what I think is really cool is, camera's shaking a lot, is that they've implemented a new thing where if it's raining, and I don't really know exactly how it works, like Tesla AI said that it's if FSD detects that the road surface could be hydroplaning potential, they lock you to chill or sloth. And the car, like I said, it did it on my way to the airport. So this is FSD version. Oh, it literally just did it. Okay. I was going to say it's quite rainy and the car hasn't put itself in chill, and as I pull the phone out,
I can feel it.
Yeah, so this is the kind of weather where the car is now locked itself into chill. So, yeah. Just before this, we were in standard, but I think probably it started going highway speeds. It changed it. So, there you go. Rainy, locked in chill, FSD version 14.3. And I think it was really good. Like the speed limit dropped drastically, the top speed dropped drastically. We drove what felt like a really good speed for the conditions, and then when the weather got better, it unlocked us, and then I got the other profiles back. So I think that's only a good thing. The only reason I could see that being a bad thing is if full self-driving, and it absolutely could, if it misread a speed limit, and say the speed limit was 90 kilometers an hour and it misreads it for 60 or 70, whatever, if then all of a sudden it's going that like it's going slow for the speed limit that it thinks, which is wrong, that's where it could get really weird. And that's where it would be like you're having to force to be disengaged or on the foot pedal. I don't know. Not a huge deal, but yeah. Other issues with 14.3.1, I mean, I just want parking overall to get improved. Like I really thought 14.3 was going to bring all of the parking selection stuff, and we didn't get that. So I'm assuming we're going to see that very soon. Like it feels like that was something they were working on. Parking, navigation, speed detection, speed profiles, and I don't know. Otherwise, like those sound like big things, but like those are minor in the fact that like most of the drive is being nailed by the car. So I'm super happy with this version. I'm sure it'll get better, but for right now, I'm having like solid drives with very minimal input. And it's insane. In a world of every other car, manually driving. In a world where every other vehicle is being driven by a person, and we're the only one driving by a car autonomously, I'd say it's doing pretty good. I don't know. Not much to complain about here. So yeah, I'm going to end it here because the rest of my drive is straight and boring. So I don't really want to bore you guys with that. I'll maybe time lapse it as the YouTube video ends, but hope this wasn't too boring. I hope it was interesting. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. I got another Uber video that I tried to get edited. The editor was a bit slow, and I might just have to take it away and edit it myself. And then now that 14.3 is out, because Jay and I will do another Uber video soon. So I have that coming out soon, and then, like I said, I want to bring people into the car, so hopefully I can do some more like FSD with random people videos. Yeah, just going to try and keep the content coming, because I appreciate all of you that have subscribed and support the channel. It's cool. So yeah, anyways, have a good weekend. Take care. Bye.